So there are a couple of things here that I could show really. So I'm gonna show first of all probably just a little demo here. I'm just gonna talk you through, which is effectively whoops. Okay, so here you see, it's really like a fresh out of the oven. Can you see my video of someone typing on a keyboard? Here you see, it's really like a fresh out of the oven. Can you see video? Yes. Mm-hmm. Here you see, okay. I assume you can see it. So here, yeah. So here you see basically someone typing on a keyboard, and then you see our, a version effectively of our app, where the AI is effectively understanding that this person is working effectively in the home office. And the same, happens. So this demo shows like a few activities. So the same person now is cooking, for example, and the AI is trying to understand what the scene is, what the activity is, and what the event is, So here, for example, is a little bit confused, but actually quite sure that it's frying food. But then because of that, is actually saying that it's cooking and the scene is kitchen. And now this person started talking, so he knows that he's talking. And because she's talking and cooking, then she's not having a meeting. So having a meeting in a work situation, whereas if you're cooking and you're talking, then it is actually just a casual chat. So the AI can also kind of know a little bit how to contextualize the fact that you're talking based on the scene you are within. Here is another example, for example, of some healthcare, like brushing your teeth with an electric toothbrush, or there are plenty of demos that we have effectively, and we're also trying to train the AI with data that are not biased, with one single culture. We try to collect data that are quite broad, effectively, and I want to also share another video. Or is it better, Christopher, if we collect questions now, maybe, and then I'm gonna show like something else that is a little bit a surprise, like some artistic application of this technology I wanted to show as well. Based on the scene. Hello. Hello? Effectively. And I want to also share another video. Is anyone hearing me? Sorry. To also share another video.
Can I ask a question? Hey, Bruno. Hey, so I was wondering, because we were looking at the last two videos you were showing of people using this like in their own homes. There was the one in the bathroom, and the first question I have is, how is this becoming more helpful for people during the ongoing pandemic? This kind of technology and sentience, because it's it looks like it can be a game changer, I'd say.
Yeah, so the question is whether it's more there's more need during the pandemic for this kind of technologies.
Yes.
Right. Well, for sure we are using the space we live in much more, and it is very clear that our relationship with technology is increased like crazy, because we have to stay at home, and the simpler version of this technology, I guess, could be the GPS, right? Like knowing where you are in, but clearly, like now that we're working and partying and cooking and whatever, like we're doing everything in the same physical place, like it's completely useless to have the GPS
Yeah.
because you're always in the same place, and you actually have like so many different places in the same location. So in literature, we call a place a space that holds some affordances. So, for example, my working table has the affordances of letting me having a work meeting or typing on a keyboard, whereas perhaps the same table can actually have the affordance of letting me eat if I just cooked. So like the relationship between space and place is getting really mixed now.
All right, thanks, Bruno. And another question, and it goes to one that I had asked Matthieu here. Where do you see the Sentience coming, or what's going to happen with it in the next few years? Because as I mentioned, this kind of technology, the amount of people interested, even the funding, these things are kind of growing more and more. So, what do you expect to happen?
Oh, I have no doubt that much more context-aware devices will be available very, very soon. The beauty of technologies like ours is that you don't need any specific hardware, but I expect other devices to also be, having different type of sensors as well. And to have a much more seamless way of, more integrated way of having these devices, like, it can be very alienating right now, to have to remember to do things, remember to also always access to the touch screen and to look at the notifications and like this idea of actually just having the support that you need when you need, I think is what like many companies are trying to go to. So even if you think about smart speakers companies or like music streaming companies, like they really wanted you to have access to the music you like, for example, like at the right time, in the right way, the right mood, the right genre. It has been like a phantasm, like a dream for so long, and now it's actually possible, So they're all trying to remove that kind of friction between when you enjoy some piece of technology and the moment you have to set it up effectively.
Great, thanks, Bruno. And we have one last question here. It's also from Akos, and it's pretty interesting because he is asking if smart devices and home automation, smart devices and home automation can be used, to use for spying or like these kind of malintentions. Like, do you see a risk with this kind of thing happening?
It's a great question. Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. I think every technology can be used in a good way or in a bad way. You can use a hammer to nail a artwork on your wall, or you can use a hammer to kill someone. And so the way I think the regulations will happen, the way like the companies will use any type of technology, it can be CCTV camera based, it can be audio based, it can be GPS based, can be used in a way that the user is fully aware of what they're doing or not. And we can extend, of course, this conversation to any kind of technology, AI in particular, I would say. I guess the beauty, as I said, of our approach is that it doesn't need the company to share our data in order for the technology to work. So that is, I think, is a necessary but not sufficient feature of this technology in order to respect privacy. So the fact that our technology works on the edge, doesn't record audio, doesn't stream, audio, doesn't have to share anything with the cloud. Effectively, it doesn't even need an internet connection at all. This means that that the company that uses this technology doesn't have to violate privacy. Then whether what they decide to do with the outcomes of this application is completely up to the designer. So in a way, it's like saying, we are inventing a camera, and you can use this camera to spy people or to take a selfie.
Great, thank you, Bruno. I have another question. So, like, how many companies, or how open are companies in specific industries and different industries? How are they feeling with this new technology? Are they embracing it? Are they a little hesitant? What do you think?
Oh yeah, they're loving it. Like they are waiting basically for a demo from our end. It's a really recent piece of technology. It is brand new. We're developing as we speak. Up to last year, I don't know if the people that are following us are aware of Hypersurfaces. So up to last year, we were working with vibration sensors with an embedded chipset that companies could embed on a physical surface, and the technology could use the vibrations effectively to know if you were tapping or swiping or walking on this surface or doing other kind of actions. If you go in our website, hypersurfaces.com, you only see examples of that, whereas context awareness is a brand new technology and demos that we are developing right now and co-developing with some of these companies, and we will see very, very soon how they're going to use it, but they are literally waiting for our demo to be available.